Yes, sir. What the hell? Where are we?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where the hell's the meeting room?
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
What the? Where did we go? What's changed?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't know whether to go left or right. I'm going to go left. Somewhere both red and blue and nearby a fireplace. I don't know where these ones are.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, this is open now. Okay. Okay. Is this still just nothing? Yeah. Okay, that I think is just a lift. I don't really know what that does. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Can't remember what it is.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yes, I
Was
did.
it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Right, this time we're gonna go down the other corridor. I don't know what I'm so confused. This game is frying my brain. It's literally frying my mind.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
No, we're going
Facility.
this way. We're going this
Although
way.
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at
Yeah,
the
we're going
end of
this
this
way.
hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Let's go. Gav the cheese, you're coming down for the next meet-up then, I believe.
The door behind them was
I
not shut.
hope so, sir.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Just gonna keep going forward. Boom. There's the crushing thing. Right, it's gonna crush us and the bucket then. By the looks of it.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell,
dear.
Stanley.
Oh dear.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
But here we are. Right, we drop down here. We
It
drop
was
down
a
here.
shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
What is this? What is this? The bucket. Welcome to the grand exhibit. You're standing at the presence of knowledge, much like the buckets. What is this? This is a whole...
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerful. What the hell? The stress bucket. Oh my god, this is... Cave drawing of buckets. Okay.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
This piece symbolises the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. Right, we're going in that hole, are we? What? We just took the hanging bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
What's that?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets.
Let's begin in the game again then. I'm not going to let us die. I'm not going to do it. Boom.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I don't know if that's what you meant to do.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do I take the bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind.
I don't think
The
we've
bucket was
tried.
wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
There we go. Can I go back? No. Can I? No. We cannot. So we have to go in the meeting room. There's nowhere else to go though, as far as I can see. I don't know where else we can go.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Okay. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay. I'm going to try this.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Well, we've been down there. Can we jump off this?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
There's a
investing
door
your
there.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
gonna
that the
try.
story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. Really?
Whoa.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Where she made it.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly
gosh.
gotten all of the Figler
Oh
and
my
Marines.
gosh.
Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have.
I'm so proud
none
of myself
them.
for getting
and
these.
now we have them all.
So proud
You
of
can't
myself.
go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Right, what are we doing? The blue?
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Oh,
Stanley
Schweppes.
walked through the red door.
Well, what if I want to go through this one?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
There's a blue one here.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've
The blue
chosen?
door.
Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay. Maybe. Should we go through the left one now? That'll upset him. No. I want to see what's in there.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yes.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door?
Clever guy.
Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
Let's do it. What the hell? Good on Neil. What? Where am I? Stanley. Oh. Oh, I'm lost. I'm going through this one again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity
What
to give it some
the hell is
playtesting.
going on?
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Not at all.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
What is going on?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
What?
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if
Okay.
he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a
Okay.
very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think
Okay.
the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh my god. I can't keep playing this. I can't play this.
You heartless bastard.
I can't do
Did
that
you
for
do
4
it because you
hours.
hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter,
I can't
don't
do
know
that
what
for
to
4
do. I'm
hours.
completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we have here?
That was the worst noise. I couldn't just press that. No one's done that for 4 hours, surely.
Yes, this seems
Surely.
like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Surely not.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you
Wow.
think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious
This
to
is
me
epic.
that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Space puffs.
Yes, that must be it. What
This is
a
epic.
fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
This is epic. This is great. Look at this. This is epic. It's like a Fortnite tower. In fact, I wonder if Fortnite got the idea.
No, it can't be.
This is epic.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Jonesy left. Oh, Schweppes.
Oh, thank
Jonesy?
goodness, Stanley, what a close call.
Jonesy Lake.
Really wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
This is
We're
mega.
out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Okay.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
I quite like that. Jonesy's. Hey. Fortnite spoilers.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
I don't know what on earth is going on. This is Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley,
This is
if
Rocket
you
League.
manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
We're in Rock. What the hell?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots
This
of
is
cars
actually
here in the
Rocket League.
back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes,
is blowing my
I think
mind.
surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh my god, this is actually. This is insane. I'm running. This is epic. I'm playing first person Rocket League. This is actually mind blowing. I'm
Are
gonna
you
score.
doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I
This
worked
is
so
honestly-
hard on? Stanley, I have a thought.
This is
and I
honestly
realize
brilliant.
I'm not a sportsologist, but
Scored.
if one
Scored.
ball
Nailed it.
generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes, Oh goodness, that
This is
really
great.
does feel
This
amazing,
is
doesn't
great.
it?
Look at this.
Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's too many. There's too many now. You've ruined it, mate. You've ruined it. There's no novelty now. It's nuts. I want a car, though. You just filled this up with balls. Like, I don't...
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
This is good.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
Oh.
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end.
Cheers.
This is my game, and what
Cheers.
I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Is he gone? What do we do? We're just stuck in a Rocket League pitch. On our own. Can I go down here?
Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh, there we go. Found a way out. Let's go. Where the hell are
Stanley,
we now?
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
I don't know where to go. No idea where I'm going. Somewhere. The hell is this? This way? We can go this way. It's just half-built walls, rooms. It's like a maze. Oh, there's a light on. There's a light on. Oh, what was that? Okay, there's power. Maybe. This is trippy. Oh, this is our... Oh, no. 427. This is ours. What are we doing here, then? What the hell do we do in here? Nothing. We're lost. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
Where the hell are
I
we?
wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I
What?
can wait.
Okay. Oh God, we're back again. We're back again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm getting the bucket this time.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket
Right.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right,
This
we're
was
trying
not
this.
the correct
We're
way to
trying
the
this.
meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
I try and go to
telling
the
him
same
that
place,
the employee lounge was
but with the
simply the
bucket.
place to be. And here it was. Had the
Straight
bucket turned
through
out to
here.
be correct? Was no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
No, he
to
didn't.
go back to the meeting room.
We're going back this way again.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
With the
There's
bucket.
something up there I need
just
you
want
to
to see
do.
what
Stanley did not
occurs.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Right. What if we go in here with the bucket? This is what I want to know.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how
Oh
could
my
you think it
God.
was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
I know what a bucket
So
is.
much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
No, I want to go through here. Okay, let's go in. Where the hell are we going to be now? Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay, let's begin.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Wow. Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yeah, it moved.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
You're
not
kidding
an
me.
actual bucket.
This is unreal.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect.
Shut up.
This is a bucket.
What? No.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No. It's a tractor.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Alright, we got
To
one.
be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Okay.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
What the hell? What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What the hell? What the hell is going on? How
Item-
many are
Wait,
there?
hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something.
Oh my
Unless,
God.
in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley.
I'm so
Do you
confused.
believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Same.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence.
A tractor,
Yet now
apparently.
I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Am I a bucket?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Don't do it. Don't do it. No, come on. Don't.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And
That's
you,
true.
Stanley, you're still here.
I'm still
You're
here.
not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone
What
else,
is going
maybe
on?
don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
I don't know what to take.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't know where else to go now.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I
And
think.
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I think.
Stanley
There's.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room, and
What
so the
about
two of them
this?
detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
What if you go down here with a bucket? Have we done this? I don't think we've done this. I don't think we've been down here.
Oh,
With the
good,
bucket.
Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
The broom closet. This is just the broom closet. Oh, it said there was one of them things near a fireplace, didn't it? Anyone see one? This is near a fireplace. Are we going to follow this?
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you
man.
get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh boy.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
What else can we do?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
I don't think we can give it to it.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans.
I can't
Stanley,
do
give
it.
the fans what they
I
want.
can't do
Hurry.
it. Hurts to hear. How's it going, man? How you doing, dude? Thanks for coming in. What on earth is going on?
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
This is the Stanley Parable, Hurts here. It is the wackiest game I have ever played. This is absolutely wild. And here we are again. Here we are again. How are you doing though, dude? What's new? What's new? How's your day been? How's your weekend been? I hope you're doing well.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There's the bucket still. I don't want the bucket. Do I want the bucket? I don't think I want the bucket. Ah. Hang on. What if I do that again? Oh, I just found some.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Where is that computer that needed the input? Hang on a sec. If I turn this one off, does that turn one of these on? No.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket.
I've put
a
two
bucket of
inputs in
culture
the
and
I've put
distinction.
2 inputs in that. Can you get 5 in there? Weekend Hot and Moist, by the way, were you there when I played the best song in the world? I know you stopped by, I didn't know if you stayed. I don't think I did.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
What
to
have I
his
missed
chest
there?
and entered the door on his left.
What have I missed there, Hurts? To hear? I don't know what. I don't. Where else can we go with this bucket?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply
That's
the
such a
place
nice
to
looking
be.
room, that one. And over there. I don't know
And
where
here it
else.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought. No.
Yeah, that
never
input one
mind.
is. I'm
The bucket
intrigued.
was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
We can go up that way. We've done the trippy one. And we've done...
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
we actually fall off
the
here?
cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the...
But Stanley
okay.
feared that any path
Okay.
he walked
Okay.
might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend.
Okay.
So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Okay.
How deeply touching.
Well, I didn't know what would happen if we did that. Now I know. Oh, so why have we got this? Why do we randomly...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We keep randomly getting this room. Welcome to the whiteboard ending. What? Dog mode? What? If we press it, we just have the noise of a dog.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
What if we
Nor
don't get the-
did it advance the story in any way.
What if we don't get the bucket now? Oh, that's that room. Do we need the bucket here?
The embrace of an old friend. A
Dog
withered
mode? I don't-
companionship that Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Dog mode? Why have we got dog mode? I don't know where else we can go. I must be missing more.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling
just
to
got
him,
a dog
telling him
noise.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind.
What have I got the noise
bucket
of a
was
dog?
wrong. Stanley
What?
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Why have we got the noise of a dog barking? This is so random. Well, we've got one more to find nearby a fireplace. Well, I can't find one near a fire. I have no idea where they mean. What do you mean near a fireplace? I don't know any other fireplaces. We go in the broom closet again.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Oh, I'm not
The
doing that
broom
again.
closet.
I ain't
It
doing
wants
that
the
again.
bucket. You can feel that, can't you? Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
What about the
office.
trippy one again? But we've done the trippy one with the bucket. I'm not sure we have. We can do this repeating thing with the bucket, or we can go to the boss's office, which leads to the normal. Alright, I'm going to try this.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing
I
his
don't know why
boss,
we've got a dog's
admitting
bark.
he had
It's
left
so
his post
weird.
during work hours.
It's so
he might
weird.
be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Right.
That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom
Let's
for
see.
me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its
Yeah, the
familiar
input one.
reassurance
If
and
we've
comfort.
input 2,
And that's when Stanley realized
we must be able to input more,
this isn't
surely.
my bucket.
Surely.
It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
It is the
Now he
emotional
felt
support
himself
bucket. The
floating
bucket's
off the
gone.
ground.
The bucket's
Oh,
gone.
gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room
Oh
to
my
room,
God.
passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special
What have I
bucket.
got a dog bark?
Come to me, Stanley!
Oh my god, there's so many buckets.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return
There's
to his
so
old
many
friend.
buckets.
It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
What?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh. Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, her again.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and
My
walked to her
God.
place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Mariella's
Right
got a bucket.
away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his
A
bucket
bucket.
with him.
Yep, of course.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
I don't
decided to
know.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know what
No
it
matter
means.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Right. Can we input this computer now? No, it's off again. How do we get it so we can input on that computer then? Because that's the one, I think. For some reason now we can't put anything in there. There's balloons just... I'm so confused. I don't want to take the bucket anymore. I kind of think I've reached my limit with the bucket. Or have I? I don't know. I'm gonna go about the bucket for now.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
There's
this was
something
not
else I
the
wanna
correct
try.
way to the
There's
meeting
something
room,
else I wanna
and Stanley
try.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's something else I want to try.
It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Hurts to hear. What was this song? What was this song? Is this a song you played?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right, I'm going to jump onto this gangway again.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can
I'm gonna
be
try
difficult,
this.
but the
I'm gonna
fact
try
is
this.
that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Really?
Crikey, that
I
was
was in
close.
the middle
That
of
was
something.
close.
Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
No
Look,
buckets
let
past
me
this
prove
point.
it.
That's done me in.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Where the hell do I go?
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay. And I had to play the best song on Earth? What was the best song on Earth? That's the question. What did you play? The best song on Earth. That is a hell of a shout.
What do we want? What are
What
we
the hell
looking
is
for?
this?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel...
Can't say the name.
I actually feel happy.
Okay. Okay. This is pretty trippy.
No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
It's tripping me out. Yeah, it's trippy as balls, this. I'm not going to stay here, though. See you, bud. Right.
Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I'm not going to die, man.
Please,
I'm fine.
no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Planetarium in elementary. Nice. Nice.
Please,
Nice.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I don't really want to jump off there. Do I? Maybe I do.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment.
Holy
now,
cow.
Can we please get back to the other room? No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Do I have to do this again? This is a bit deep.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
This is
Am I
deep.
reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Just gonna come back here for a minute.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
This is deep. There's not much else I can do, so I'm just gonna have to jump off that thing again, I guess. I can't walk fast now. I think I'm severely injured. I'm gonna have to go again. I'm gonna have to go again. I'm gonna have to go again. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna finish me.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
going back.
Well, that was deep. I feel like the villain now.